Good morning and welcome to today's class. Today we are beginning with the topic saving function. Write down the part of income within brackets capital Y which is not spent on consumption which is not spent on consumption within the brackets capital C is called savings. In the bracket capital S. In other words, saving is the excess of income over consumption. So what will you say? As saving is equal to from your income minus your consumption. What are you left with? Savings. Whatever your income, you remove your consumption. What are you left with? Savings. Now the saving function, write down saving function. The functional relationship, between savings and income, the functional relationship between savings and income is called saving function. Saving function is the functional relationship between savings and income, and it can be written as in the formula S is equal to minus C bar plus Y 1 minus P, where C bar, you are aware, it is autonomous consumption. That is when the consumer consumes or spends on consumption even when his income is zero. That is autonomous consumption. Plus Y stands for income and 1 minus P will stand for MPS. MPS stands for marginal propensity to save. Write that down. 1 minus B is known as the marginal propensity to save. Now using this, suppose I say as consider a following saving function given as S is equal to minus 15 plus 0.5 y. This is the saving function given to us. S is equal to minus 15 plus 0.5. Now what is the actual formula of savings? Savings is equal to what? Autonomous consumption plus Y 1 minus P. Now we have to substitute these values in this formula. So S will become 15 is the autonomous plus Y as it is and 1 minus P is given as 0.5. So substituting these values in the real formula, this is what we get. Further, S is equal to 15 plus What will it be? 0.5y. Because 1 minus 0.5 is 0.5. 0.5 into y is 0.5 y. Now using this, we will draw the savings function. Income, we have income shown as y. Then what do we take? Autonomous consumption. And what do we take? 0.5 of y. And the last will be the full formula, that is S is equal to minus C bar plus y 1 minus B. Let us start with income. Start from 0, 10, 20, 30, 40. Autonomous consumption as given in your question is minus 15. So minus 15 everywhere. Okay. Then the third column is 0.5 into y. So because 0.5 into 10 is 5, 10, 15, and 20. Then the last column is S is equal to these two. 15 plus this is minus 15, minus 10, minus 5, 0, 5. This plus this, that in other words, these two columns are added. 15, minus 10, minus 15 and 10 is minus 5, minus 15 and 15 is 0, and this is plus 5. Okay. Now, if you put this into this is the schedule we have derived from a function, saving function, which is given as, this is the question. Consider a saving function given by S is equal to minus 15 plus 0.5. Then what do we see? We know that the saving function is written as S is equal to minus C bar plus 5 minus B. This is the formula. Now, in this formula, we will substitute the value which is given. S is equal to autonomous is minus 15 minus 9 plus y 1 minus B over here is 0.5. B was MPC. Remember when we done the consumption function, P stands for the MPC, which is marginal propensity to consume. You can go back to your notes and see. P stands for MPC. Here it is 0.5. Now using this, we put it in a schedule form. First column income, which is Y. Second column is autonomous consumption. The third column is we need 0.5 Y, which is as per question. And the fourth column is the entire formula. Assuming income rises from 0, 10, 20, 30, 40. As per the question, autonomous is given as, autonomous consumption is given as minus 15. Third column, 0.5 of y, that is 0.5 into 0, 0.5 into 10, 5, 0.5 into 20, 10, 0.5 into 30, 15, 0.5 into 40 is 20. And the last column is adding these two up to get this. So 15, minus 15 and plus 5, minus 10, minus 15 and 10, minus 5, minus 15 and 15, 0, minus 15 and 20, plus 5. Now either I draw two schedule or it would look something like this. On the x-axis, we will take the income. On the y-axis, we will take the savings. You can draw it to scale, or you can give a rough figure. In exams, both are accepted. Okay, if you don't have the time to draw it to scale, you can show what would the figure look like. Now, here you see this is the saving line, which begins from below zero. Why? Because you see we have autonomous consumption, and I'm repeating myself. What is autonomous consumption? It is a consumption by the consumer even when his income is zero. How much has he consumed when his income was zero? Minus 15. So down the line, here you will get, suppose you are taking in 10, 20, so somewhere down the line here, it will be minus 15. So it begins from the y-axis in the negative. So from here, now this point where the saving line cuts the income line, this is called BEP, break even point. Let's call it something, any name, give it a name, E. Okay. Now this portion below will be this savings, showing you this savings. So before the BEP is this savings. After the BEP, here you will start saving. Understood? Now you can take the income 0, 0, 10, 20 over here in this line over here. Okay, and the savings you can take over here. Here, since it is only one value, I did not draw it to the scale 5. The rest is all minus 5, minus 10, 15, minus 5, minus 10, minus 15 will be over here. So the saving line begins from below the line, that is the income line on the x-axis, starts on here S, and this saving line, when it cuts the income line, is the break-even point. So now write down about this. Write down the observations. After drawing this, write down the observations. And also, children, what is this called? This is called autonomous consumption. This is called autonomous consumption. That the consumer consumed 15, maximum 15, from where? From his savings. This portion 0 to minus 15 normally would be called autonomous consumption. And this portion, how did he consume? By his savings. That is why it is called his savings. Once he crosses the BEP and he goes above the income line, anything that is above the income line is savings. So write down the observations. First observation, SS is a positively sloped saving curve which shows the direct or positive relationship between savings and income. So this is a positively sloped curve which shows direct or positive relationship between saving and income. Second, saving curve S Sorry, children, the net went off. Okay, so we are back again. Okay, so where was I? The second point or the second observation. The saving curve SS starts from point S at the y-axis this shows that at zero level of income there is this saving or negative saving which is equal to autonomous consumption is equal to autonomous consumption. That was the second point. Third point. The point where the saving curve cuts the x-axis at point B is known as break-even point. At this point, savings are zero. Fourth point, after the BEP, diagram, after the BEP, savings are positive as income increases. So these are the four observations you will give after showing the schedule. The schedule you converted into a diagram. Like I said, I did not draw this through scale, which is given over here. So I said, like I was saying, children, I did not draw this to the scale. However, on the income, you can write from 0, 10, and 14. Over here, if you are showing the savings, now the savings plus, you only get super 0.5, 10, 15. There is no data over here. So the diagram will look very small. So I am not using the scale. However, this is how the diagram would look. How does it look? On the x-axis, we are taking income. On the y-axis, we are taking the savings. Now we are plotting the income and savings. So the income is, let's say, 0. The savings were this minus 15. So we come down here 0 to assuming this is 5, 10, 15. So it starts here 15 minus 15. It starts from here, then the second point comes to minus 10, it comes from here. Second point, third point would be minus 5 from here. Then the fourth one would be 0, and then this would be 5 on top of it. This would have been my diagram had I drawn it to scale. However, I have not drawn it to scale, I have drawn in a rough diagram. This also is allowed in the exam. If you are running short of time, instead of drawing to scale, you can draw the diagram if you know how it is going to be. Now, what does this show you? This shows you that the first point was, he says, SS, this SS is a positively sloped saving curve which shows direct or positive relation between savings and income, and it starts from this point S, okay, at the y-axis, and this shows that at 0 level of income, there is this savings, this portion is this savings, which is also called autonomous consumption. And the third point says when the saving curve interacts or cuts the x-axis at this point, that point is called the break-even point, and at this point the savings are positive. Here the savings are zero. However, after this point, anything above this, here you will get the savings will be positive as income increases. Is that okay, children? Okay. The next one tomorrow we will do is marginal propensity to save and features of APS and MPS. Okay, this we will take up tomorrow. So till here we will stop today's class and we will continue tomorrow same time.